Hi, welcome to our Thursday morning. And on the odd days, we do training. So it's we got Barbara Bertuzzi here in California now. And we have Barb Richmond, which is just got amazing information about well, you've just been studying it all through COVID and everything. So I think getting the tips and what to do with Facebook and the different leads. Take it away, Barb.
Well, one bit of advice I give to everybody, and we've discussed this in our platinums and above meetings because it's happened to all of us. And so we have something that we follow. If somebody asks us to see our website of information, the first thing we do is register them as a customer. It costs them nothing. We don't need their social. We don't need a credit card. But if you register them as a customer, you can give them your website. They can go into their own website once they're registered. And then if they decide down the road after asking some questions about a specific product or whatever, and they decide to go forward with the purchase, it's connected to you. Because what happens sometimes when you have a conversation with somebody and you've answered their questions, you've given them a lot of information, you've talked about the benefits, you've talked about the problem that led to the use of a particular product and the benefits that resulted, they'll do an internet search for Niken. They'll find the phone number for Niken. They'll phone Niken and place the order, and you don't get credit for it. And Niken has no way to backtrack and find out. Occasionally they can figure out who it is if the consultant has got their full name, and then they will make the change. But when that happens, it's a random choice who Niken gives that customer to. So if you don't want to lose the potential of having a customer, register them.
Right. Because then their email's linked to you, correct?
Their email's linked to you. Their address is linked to you. Everything is linked to you. So even if after you've registered them as a customer, if they decide to phone Niken because they got the number off the internet, as soon as they start placing their order, your information is going to pop up. So that person is not going to be assigned to some other consultant because you've taken the time to register them for free. And free is the magical word. If you say to them, it's free, I don't need your social, I don't need a credit card, this gives you the opportunity when I'm not available to peruse the products on your own time, read all about them, jot down your questions. My contact information is there that you can get directly to me to get your questions answered.
Now, we were talking about before getting Facebook lead, the chatting with Facebook and when to say things and what to do and what not to do. So you want to reiterate some of that?
People don't like being sold to.
Right.
That's a given. So if you're going to just do a text post on Facebook, you'll get very little response. The Facebook algorithm will not push that out to a lot of people if it's just words. Oh. Words plus a picture will work a little bit better. But what works best is a live video. And a short live video. It used to be you could do it 6 to 10 minutes. But people will not sit and watch a live video for any length of time anymore. They will make their decision within the first 7 seconds. whether they're going to watch your entire video or not. So if you're going to do a live video, you want to have what's called a hook,
Okay.
something that's going to grab their attention, because the majority of people watching a live video watch it muted. They're not listening to what's being said. So if you have written in a hook, for example, one hook that works well is 3 tips for ... They'll turn on their volume and they'll listen to your video. If you can keep it to a minute, minute and a half, perfect. And the more people, like people actually watch it to the end of your video, that triggers the algorithm to push it out to more people.
Wow.
But long videos just don't work. Now, you can do a live class. You can announce a day or two beforehand that you're going to do a live on such and such a date at such and such a time on such and such a topic. That's when you can go beyond the 10-15 minute timeline, because people attend it with intents, with purpose. Okay. So you've already probably established a bit of a relationship with those people and they're following you. One thing that's absolutely imperative for everybody to do, whether you're working on Facebook, Instagram, I'm not on TikTok, but lots of people I know are.
LinkedIn.
Yeah, LinkedIn, Alignable. You want to be absolutely accurate in setting up your profile. The profile is the most important thing to do on any platform. And I suggest that you just start out, if you haven't been using social media, start out with one platform. Get that set up properly before you spread yourself over a number of platforms. You want to have a good profile picture. And a really great way to figure out what kind of profile picture you want is to go on to Instagram and just scroll through the different pictures, because they're so tiny. You want it to stand out so that you're recognizable. You don't want background information. You don't want a lot of stuff in the background. You want an upfront, face front, up close picture of you and a light colored background. Now, it can be a color, but look at some of the examples on Instagram and say, oh, I like that one, or I like that one. And you can go to canva.com and remove, you can pick a picture out of your collection, from your camera, and you can post it onto Canva, and you can click on filter and you can remove the background, and then you can put in a nice light colored, whatever colored background you want, so that your profile stands out. You want it to be recognizable, whether it's Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn, and you want it the same on all of them, because essentially what you're doing is you're branding yourself. So if you get people that are interested in the content that you're providing, they'll follow you. They will look to see what you're providing. Now, where I have slipped recently, I haven't been really consistent on my Instagram reels or stories. I have been consistent on Facebook, and I made a decision a long time ago that anything I paste or post on Facebook, it's going to be a positive quote, because I am trying to lift people up. I'm trying to insert positivity in our day-to-day lives, because there's too much negativity happening all around us. And I've been getting great engagement by doing that. And as a result of that, people are from from some of those posts are showing up on other things that I'm doing. And I see my followers increasing.
Now, I have a interjection. I think I remember you saying that you do not have Nikken anywhere on your profile. And nowhere, I mean, you took anything down that had that in it.
Now, you see, I'm not even pushing the marketing things that Nikken is putting out there. I'm not putting them on my personal webpage.
Okay.
That may be a mistake, but every single class I've ever taken on how to use social media, every single one of them have said, don't post the name of your company. Don't post specials that you're offering, because people don't want to be sold to. The one exception to that is Instagram stories. You can do it. You can post an Instagram story. You can talk about a product. You can talk about a price. You can talk about a special that's happening, because they only stay online for 24 hours and then they disappear. But if people are following you specifically because of tips or hints or information that you've shared, there's a good chance that they will reach out and connect with you about a product. And I've had that happen. But I tried an experiment just fairly recently when we had the Fit special. And I did a reel talking about the Fit special to see if anybody would reach out, because I already know that some of the people that have been following me have sleep challenges. Not one responded to that Fit special.
Wow.
So there's a lot of truth in putting a salesy type post in a reel.
So
Put
let's
them in
see some of
stories.
your topics. I think you used to have mushroom. Like, what were some of the topics that you did for
Oh,
your?
I did a lot of live videos, and I went through all 8 mushrooms that are in the immunity.
Oh,
I did a reel a week with pictures of the 8 mushrooms, one by one. And then at the end of it, I said, well, folks, if you want any more information about the product that I take, there are 6 more mushrooms that are proprietary to the company whose product I consume, and I can't share those here. So if you want additional information on the immunity product that I take, reach out to me. I'll be happy to share it. And people did. Yeah. So when people are looking for something online, at one time they said, put in as many as 30 hashtags to your post. Hashtags aren't doing it anymore. That's gone by the by. But always try to dig down, like think about a challenge that somebody might have. Try to think who your ideal customer is and think about a challenge they might have. And you can talk about a challenge and then a solution that you have found, and these are the benefits that you had from that solution. You're always solving a problem and giving benefits. Every single class I've ever taken in the last almost 3 years now, everything points to be contributing value. Value has to be the core of anything that you're going to post and promote.
nice. Yeah, I was thinking about it. It's like, well, what's in it for them? You know, what is it?
That's exactly it. It's not about us. They're looking to find out. And that's the expression, Barbara, what's in it for me?
Right.
That's what they're looking for. Absolutely. Yeah.
That's great. Well, Barb, you're so great at this. So then there was a little bit you were telling us about getting it to the private part. Can you talk about that, bringing it,
Sure.
and then
If you've done
where
a
do you go with
post,
that?
Hattie Jane was asking how often I check back on any posts that I've made. And I always check back at least every second day on previous posts. Now I don't go all the way back, like months back. I'll go back maybe the post that I've done over the last week. And I check to see if there's been engagement. Now, engagement can be somebody just hitting a like or a love or a care, or they might actually make a comment. So I respond to everybody's engagement, whether it's just a like or a love. You know, I will hit a like or a love, or I will make a comment, thanks for responding, something along that line. If they've made a comment, I open up the lines of communication and I will comment back, and I may ask them a question. And when you ask a question, that engages them to carry on with the conversation. And when you've had 3 or 4 back and forths with somebody that's responded to an ad that you've had, then you can invite them to take it offline, away from Messenger, and say, I'd be happy to discuss this with you more. Would you care to give me your phone number? I'd be happy to call you. Or would you prefer that I send you my Zoom link? If so, please give me your email through private messenger, and I will send you my Zoom link. I don't post my Zoom link.
But you give the invitation
I
on your.
I
on
give
your
them
mail?
the opportunity. They can contact me through private messenger with their phone number or their email,
Okay.
and I will follow up either with my Zoom link or with a phone call, so that now we've opened up the lines of communication. Our conversation can be greater. I don't like texting. And with the arthritis in my hands, I don't like texting. I'm fine with typing. And I would prefer to meet face to face with somebody, because body language is a huge thing. And them reading your sincerity, your integrity. Are you authentic? Or are you coming across like a scammer?
Oh, got it.
I also periodically go through my friends list and delete people that haven't engaged with me. I get all kinds of requests every single day from these yahoos that are out there wanting to be a friend. Please add me as a friend. And they'll actually go into a post that I've done. I couldn't help but admire you, ma'am, but I've asked you to be my friend and you haven't responded. I apologize if you find this approach inappropriate, but please request me as a friend because you have ignored my friend requests. Stuff like that. I get those every day and I just delete them. Just auto delete, have nothing to do with them. Watch out for elderly women who don't have a lot of friends. Everybody is going to check your profile. I check everybody else's profile if they've given me a friend request. That's the first thing I do. I go into their profile and I go into about on their profile, because my about is fully filled out. And that's how people get to know me and what I'm all about. If they have nothing in the about, if they have nothing in their profile, delete it. Because 9 times out of 10, if it's an elderly person, it's somebody that may have had an account, hasn't used their account recently, or if the last posting they made was in 2018 or 2019, chances are one of these Nigerian scammers has hopped on and grabbed their site. Yeah. So, or you'll get a request or an offering from them. Have you heard about the Publishers Clearinghouse money that's being offered? Or have you heard about this offering from the government because of COVID, and on and on and on, and it's all garbage. So
Yeah, yeah. Now you go and you delete older friends as well? I heard you say,
not friends, no,
okay,
but people that have reached out to me and asked to friend me,
okay,
if we haven't had any connection in the last year or two, I remove them. I mean, I've had up over 2,500 friends, and I'm back down now to around 1,800, somewhere in that neighborhood.
okay,
If you get as many as 5,000 friends because you accept everybody, then the algorithm with Facebook changes. And if you have a business account, I don't have a Facebook business account,
yeah,
because you have to have 5,000 or more followers
uh,
for the Facebook algorithm to push your posts out to other people, unless you have, if you don't have 5,000 or more followers.
okay, okay. Logistic question. The app, this is in the thing, the Canva app.
Yeah,
Do you get everything done on the free part or do you pay for
I
it?
don't pay for anything if I can do it for free,
Okay,
because that frees up money for me to put towards, more demo product or something. No, I don't pay for apps, period.
okay, okay. And then I heard you say earlier about a timer. You keep a timer on and you have certain times a day you do it.
I take my phone and I limit myself to 30 minutes checking Facebook out in the morning. And that 30 minutes includes me doing a post and doing follow-ups on previous posts. If I have time at the end of the day and I didn't get everything done that I wanted to in that 30-minute limit in the morning, I will go back on in the evening and set my timer again, because it's too easy to get distracted and go down the rabbit hole and look up and, oh my gosh, I've been on here for 2 hours. Too easy, way too easy. And I mean, I learned that the hard way. I finally had to think about, how am I spending my hours? How am I being productive and doing money-making efforts, building relationships,
Yeah.
and realizing that all the time that I was spending on Facebook was eating into, and the time that I was on Facebook was also the best time to be reaching out to some of these people, and I was missing the opportunity.
Mm.
So that's when I started setting the timer in my phone. And when it goes off, no matter how much I'm tempted to stay on and be doing what I was doing, I respect it, because I had to set the schedule for my own well-being. And it took some time to follow the schedule. I set the schedule, but then I kept questioning, is this the right schedule? Well, keep trying it, see if it works, keep working with it. And it did. It just took a bit of time for me to respect the schedule that I had set. Now, in the evening, when I go back on Facebook, I still set the phone, the timer on the phone. But occasionally now, like, I don't watch a lot of TV.
Mhm.
But sometimes, like, some of the projects that I've been working on with colleagues with Nikan, for this project that Nikan has ongoing, it's very time consuming. And after hours on the computer, your eyes get tired and you think, I just can't do anymore. So I will log off and I'll look and see what's on TV, and I'll find something that's uplifting. I love the Women's Network, because they've got real cute movies, but I've got to be prepared to, okay, I'm going to decompress for 2 hours and watch a Hallmark movie. and they're cute and they're uplifting and they always leave me in a good frame of mind.
Right, right.
So
So balancing out and
yeah, yeah.
having that is very, very important. Do you ever go and look at other people's friends, or I'm trying
No, when I go into a profile and I click and see, friends, oftentimes, like it'll come up and say mutual friends, and a
right,
lot of them are Nikan related. But no, I don't go in and post to somebody's friend and try to get them interested in what I'm
okay,
doing.
okay,
If what I have found is friends of my friends, if they like a post I've done, they will share it with their friends.
nice.
So some of my posts have a broad share, so I know it's going out to more people.
Is that more of a quote, photo quote type thing?
It varies. It varies,
Okay.
Barbara. It
Yeah.
varies. Oftentimes, the quotes that I share are shared. But getting back to the profile, your username is important. You want to have your username identifying you. So, you could have Barbara B or whatever. Like mine is Barbara Richmond 2021 on Instagram.
Okay.
And my Facebook is Barbara Richmond. If I had a cutesy name, I don't know, can't come up with a cutesy name right off the top, but a cutesy name that's hard to remember. People that may have been following me couldn't remember that cutesy name, but if they followed me on all platforms, they know my name is Barbara Richmond. So they can do a search for Barbara Richmond if they don't remember the cutesy name. Now, an example of this, if for some reason I left Nikan and went and did something else, and I was trying to promote that something else, they'll remember the name Barbara Richmond. But if I had to come up with another cutesy name, they're not going to remember it. Your name follows you no matter what you're doing, whether it's this year or 10 years down the road.
Right.
And they can always do a search. The people that connect with you and find value in what you offer will remember your name. And they may watch you for weeks or months before they actually reach out to you with a comment. I've had that happen, thinking I wasn't, connecting with people. And then I'd have them reach out to me and say, I've been watching all your videos and you really speak to me. Is it possible to have a phone conversation? Of course I'm agreeable. But sometimes they can tell me the first time they saw me. Sometimes they can't. They just say that they've noticed that I've been online and that they feel a connection and that they feel they can trust me. The whole thing about connecting with people online is building that relationship of trust. And the sooner you can get it face to face on a Zoom, and they can read that you're authentic and operating with integrity, the sooner they're going to trust other things that you say, and the sooner they will reach out to you to know more about what it is you're doing or product that you're offering, solutions to problems that they might have.
Awesome.
So
Awesome. Well, this has been a great start for Facebook and getting back into the purpose of it and how to drive it to leads for us. And I just want to underline, on Thursdays, the even days, we do sharing, and that's where we invite guests and we have the recording, and then you can send them the recording after. And on the odd days, it's trainings, and you never know what you're going to get. And hopefully we'll have that other training coming up soon with the demonstrations. Barb, thanks so much for having
If I
me.
can just emphasize one thing,
Sure, go
if
ahead.
you're going to spend time setting up a social media connection, spend the time on doing your profile. Because anyone you connect with, I guarantee they will look at your profile before they will reach out to you. So
Okay,
you want your profile to be complete. Click on the detail and the about section where you're setting up your profile, fill it all in. Have it complete, because that's where you're going to have people connecting with you, because they'll guarantee they'll check your profile out first before they'll ask for information, because they want to know about the person they're talking to.
very good. All right, thank you. Hold on.